We're talking about Fran Brown. He joins us now. And Coach, it's always great to have you on. You know, Paulie brought up this question before we hit the air, and I think it's a good question. He said, does a bye week just kind of lend itself to a slow start in the next game? And we see it across all sports, whether it's football. We saw it in the Major League Baseball playoffs with the favorites getting off to a sluggish start because they had to sit around for a little bit. So I ask you that question. You know, you're a head coach for the first time. You just went through your first bye week prior to the Stanford game. Does a bye week just lend itself to a slow start?
It just depends on how you attack the week. You got to attack the week the right way. I think it all depends on how you attack the week and, where your players' mental is at. You know, are they locked in? Are they ready to go? You know, you got to make sure you do proper, I would say, pregame warm-up. You know, make sure you get ready to play football, you know, so get ready to play baseball, whatever it may be, you know, get ready. But you can't also, you got to take your hat off to the other team. They might just out-prepare you, but you know what I'm saying? So I think it just goes both ways.
Did you consider tweaking anything from the first bye week to the second bye week? I know yesterday at your weekly news conference, you kind of put it on yourself. You said it wasn't on the players, but the players got off to a little bit of a slow start against Stanford. Did you think about tweaking anything this time around?
No, I kind of went through it the same way. Just touched up on some other things, some different areas, mainly academically first and foremost, so that way it won't creep up at the end of the year. And you got guys that are ineligible and can't compete after the conference championship. And then, we just worked on, there's a lot of areas that we did like studies where we were weak at. So trying to fix and talk to the coaches about those areas to be able to get better in the areas and just make sure the players were aware of those areas. So then that way you try to fix those areas during those times, take a couple of days and do that. And then you just start the week off a normal week, get ready for the next team, you know. But it was more so that's what we really did. We were just focused on trying to fix up all the areas that we were bad in so we can get better at, you know, because a lot of times wins cover scars. And sometimes as a coach, you try to overlook it, and I think when you overlook it, it comes back and it bites you.
Coach, you brought up something about academics, and, that's something that's kind of gone away in college sports now, and it's good to hear you say it, but has it become tougher now with NIL or transfer portal, and how do you handle it, every week that you got to keep these guys going to class?
It's our culture. You want to be a man. Like, men do their job. Men do what's on the schedule. Your schedule say be in class at 8 o'clock. Be in class by 8 o'clock, not 8:10, 8:15. Don't not show up. There's consequences for all those things. So men do their job. The biggest difference in men is knowing and doing. All men know what to do. They just don't do it. So, I'm focused on them just being a real man, doing their job. You got to do that. Like, if you come in here and you're not going to focus on your guaranteed future, like, to me, academics is guaranteeing you and securing you to have a successful future. Football's a game you're playing. It's 50-50. You may hit or miss. But academically, you can get a degree. That's a 100% chance you get a degree as long as you go to class and do all the things that are needed. And especially with all the help here at Syracuse, to have this prestigious degree with all the help that we have academically, our support staff, just all those guys, everybody that works with us when it comes to academically, Jason and Tommy Powell and all his guys, like those dudes, man, they just do a real good job. Phone with Delilah, I'm very thankful to have the academic staff that we have because they're on top of everything and we all talk together. We have our weekly talks. We do a lot of things that are needed. So I think once the head coach shows how important it is and it's not just talk and you're actually out there living it, walking it and doing it, then they'll do it. So like tomorrow morning, I'll be checking those 8 o'clock classes because we got to leave early. So everybody be in class. And you know why they're going to be in class? Because I'm going to be checking class.
Fran Brown joining us here on Orange Nation. And Coach, yesterday you were asked for an update on Marlowe Wax. You said he's probably a week away. Kind of a two-part question with Marlowe. Is he officially ruled out for Thursday, or is there a chance he might play? And the second part of that is whenever he does come back, how does that affect everyone else? Justin Barron's, been great, and Fadil Diggs and other guys filling in positions. What happens once Marlowe Wax comes back?
He come back, he come and play. He's played a lot of football, but I don't want to put him on the field and then he can't protect himself. And we just didn't feel like he could protect himself this week, and I think he's close to that. But, it's a lot that goes into it. We're playing a physical football team, and you want this kid to be able to protect himself and be able to run, things of that nature. And then he has a bright future, because he still has a decision to make. Like, Do we want to play him 4 games and have him come back next year? Do we want to get things going rolling with him? And he just can't protect himself right now. If he can protect himself with as much time as we got left, he'd be right in. You know, I said he's going to be out 6 weeks. So, you know, this is the 6th week. But I think that one more week from what I watch and what I see, you know, the trainers always want to push stuff even further. I think he's playing next week. Like, for me, just watching and seeing and going through it, he'll be playing. You'll see him sooner than you think. That's all I'll say. You'll see him sooner than you think.
All right, very good. And then one other injury question. We've had a few of our listeners ask us this. Trevor Pena seemed a little banged up at the end of the last game. Can you give us an update on him? It seemed like he got nicked up against NC State. Is he good to go, or is there an injury concern with Trevor?
That's a little bit of an injury concern. It seems like he's it's day to day, you know. So we're hoping that it should go through. Like, it seems like he should be able to practice. Like, he got certain things he can do, but you can't see him. He's not moving the way that he usually moves. So it's like, and this kid's done a really good job all year. So you want to do what's best for the kid right away. If it was up to me, I would make everybody play. Like, whether you injured or not. But he's just, you know, his legs are killing him right now, and it's a 2-part thing when it comes to him. But hopefully, we'll see how it goes today in practice. Today will be the last day to see if he could go. He hasn't went the last 2 days, so if he could practice today and everything will be straight, then he'll be able to play if he just get practice well today. So shit, I guess I'll be telling you guys that tomorrow. I'll see you later, right, Paulie? So I'll let you know how practice went. You know.
All right. I appreciate that, Coach. Thank you. Yes, keep us up to date on that. Let's turn our attention to this opponent. And again, they're 6-0. They're ranked in the top 20. What stands out to you about this particular opponent on Thursday night?
They got real good offense. I think their defense gets the ball away when they need to. I think they blow up and they play football when it matters, like all the time. Those dudes are tough. Narduzzi's a tough guy. He's been a great coach for a long time, over 10 years in this conference now, about to be 10, however long it's been. He's just done a real good job. Won the conference 1 year. And you can see the team taking on his personality. It's a new football team, but they've already bought in. I just think they do a good job overall on all 3 phases of the game. I mean, we get an opportunity to go out and compete against those guys, so it's always fun to have a chance to go and compete against one of the top-ranked teams. I mean, these dudes are top 20. I think they rank 15, 16 in the country, something like that. These dudes are,
I think, 19th in the AP, 20th in the coaches. So, yeah, they're right there. They're inside the top 20 in both polls.
They're probably looking at them. They probably should be ranked even higher. They do a real good job. So we're just thankful to have the opportunity of being able to go and play against these guys.
All right, last question, Coach. I know you've got responsibility, so we're going to let you go here. But and I know you know your history, and you know that Syracuse has not won in Pittsburgh since 2001. 10 straight trips to Pittsburgh.
That's when I graduated high school.
Right? And so it's been a while. Do you bring that up at all? I mean, obviously, most of the players have not been here. You know, most of the coaching staff has not been here. But Syracuse fans certainly know this, and they know that SU always struggles in Pittsburgh. Do you bring that up at all this week, or does that not affect you at all?
Nah, that's not my business. We just focused on right now. We can't change the past anyway, so we try not to talk about negative things of that nature, because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of tough losses, you know, down there. So we don't want to bring that up. We don't want to have that go. We're just trying to focus on now, focus on what we can do and how we can help Syracuse football. But we just focused on daily grind, man. It's a daily grind. Like, I got a chance to talk to Dwight Freeney, and from talking to Dwight Freeney, it was really like, you know, just focus, you know, just have fun, just play, be able to play, you know, doing all the things that are needed for you to be able to do when you sit there and do it. And then one of the better linebackers to ever play here before, when it comes to Keith Bullock, just try to bring that toughness back. You know, that's all I'm looking for. I'm not worrying about who we play, when we play them, what they rank, where they at. What I want you to be focused on is that team being a tough football team. And this isn't about like Pitt, anything like that. And so they didn't talk to me about like Pitt. When I told those guys I was taking the job and we was doing it, it was for us to get tougher like each week, but to focus on now. Remember history, but focus on now. So like I get a chance to talk to Keith Bullock and Dwight Freeney all the time. From a defensive perspective, they're telling me that. Donovan Dare saying the same thing. So we're just trying to do the things that those guys done when they were here. and try to bring that back, if that makes sense. They focus,
Absolutely.
they told me they focus weekly, and they just grind it weekly, and that's how they got where they are. And then when they got to the NFL, think of the names I just said from a defensive perspective, freaking Dwight Freeney, Keith Bullock, Donovan Darius, they continue to grind like they grind, just weekly focused on that opponent, and that helped them out, and they didn't go like in the past or worry about those things, so...
Makes a lot of sense. 7:30 kick Thursday on ESPN. I got to say, you always look good, Coach. You're looking really sharp today. Love the jacket with the shirt underneath.
And it's like sweat material with it. You gotta be able to switch it up every once in a while.
Yeah.
I got some fresh J's on, just different things that I like to make sure that I like keeping Tiara looking at me, you know what I'm saying? So when my wife gets to see me, I like making sure she's looking at me and she know I'm fresh. Everything I be doing, try to make sure I do it for her so she stay interested in me. I work out for her, get dressed for her. So just trying to keep my wife interested in me.
I love that. Happy wife, happy life.
Let me ask you this. Is that bull rat over there on your wall in back of you?
Say that again? Is that
Borat, the dude, the little movie.
Oh, Borat. Yeah. Yes, down here. Yes.
You would never get this. You gotta watch the movie and understand that. That's funny. I appreciate y'all having me on here, though, man. You guys be safe, and I'll see you tonight, Paulie. I'll let you know what's up with Youngin, all right?
All right. Sounds good.
Sounds good, Coach. Thanks for your time. Fran Brown joining us here on the show. And with that, we will hit a timeout.
Steve.